What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse, episode 068 for Saturday, May the 1st, 2021. I am Wasabi Ice Cream coming at you from the internet, where all good things come. And I'm joined by Mr. Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up? What is up? I say this every week, man, but I truly mean it. I'm excited. I love this shit. This is the highlight of my week. It's always fun to get together, talk about games, talk about gaming news.
Highlight of everyone's week. We do this every Saturday, almost every Saturday. Sometimes Tuesdays, depending on the situation. But
it's usually me. Like, my Saturdays get fucky sometimes, especially now. I'm moving. My wife and I are moving to an apartment. And so that might fuck with things in the future. But for now, Saturdays are mostly set in stone.
Yeah. Do this live on twitch.tv, gameoverse.com/Twitch, gameoverse.com/YouTube. Discord is open. Gameoverse.com/Discord. You can jump in there, talk to us live during the show. We will respond to you and criticize everything you have an opinion on, because you're wrong and we're right. So, with that being said, video games. I played some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want to elaborate on?
Dude, remember when I was like talking shit about the Binding of Isaac update that came out?
Yeah.
And
You're
I was like
saying like a lot of people
it.
didn't like it because it changed a lot of like.
Well, I said I didn't like it.
You said you didn't like it.
Well, I said I did. I said I didn't like it because I said it's not good without the mods, because they removed mod support for like I don't know why, but they removed mod support, so you can't use mods right now. They said they're gonna add it back, but right now there's no mod support. And I was like, man, that's what makes the game good, because you get the mod that adds all the item descriptions. Because in that game, when you pick up fucking like a broken tooth, you pick that up off the floor, and then it says ouch, and then you're like, okay, what the fuck does ouch mean? What does this do? And you have no idea. So there's a mod that like tells you what the fuck everything does, and I like that. But I will say that game's still fun. I was wrong. That game is still fun without the mods. It just took me a couple runs, and then you get a good run, and then fucking the game's it's still good. It's good.
Yeah.
So
I love Binding of Isaac, and I think like part of the fun, and I said that because I played it when I was working a part-time job. I was still in school, so I had some free time. And I say that as someone who had free time. It was fun, playing through it, picking up an item, like, oh, what does that do? And not knowing what it does until like you used it. And remembering that for the next run through. But as an adult with shit to do, it's like, just tell me what it does so I don't waste my time with this item.
yeah.
I know Binding of Isaac's always a good time, man. I think it's a really hard sell, especially on Switch though, because the game's like, what is it, like $50 on Switch right now? I gotta look this up, but I remember it was like fucking expensive on Switch, and that's what kept me from buying it on Switch.
Is it 50?
It's not cheap. I remember it's $40 on Switch for Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. So I don't know. It's a good game, but I don't know. You'll get a lot out of that game. Actually, now that I think about it, there's a lot of mileage you can get with that game, but $40 is a steep ask. Well, everything on Switch is fucking expensive. It has no reason to be.
Yeah.
I know, it's good. What is the new expansion offer? Just it's more enemies, more items, more.
So it's more everything. It's like it's not. It's an expansion, but it's also like the final update to the game as a whole. So it completely revamps and updates every fucking thing, while also adding like some new shit, which I haven't gotten to the new shit yet, but it's like a complete overhaul to the entirety of the game. So like it completely rebalances all the enemies, and the room layouts are completely updated. Like even like the level, the drop lists are all updated. Like everything's fucking updated. That's kind of what
Oh,
people
wow.
were upset about because the meta is completely changed. So they have to completely relearn the game to play like optimally or whatever. But so it's a lot more difficult now because they completely just changed like everything. Um,
Which, like, I mean, that's kind of the fun, right? Like, you can, if you're a seasoned player, you can be surprised by the game again.
yeah, and that game's like 10 years old or some
Yeah.
shit. So it's not even like if you know that game, it's I don't know. It's only like beneficial that they put out an update like that, and then you
Yeah.
can learn it again.
Yeah. What would be cool is if, weird example here, but when Street Fighter 4 was still in its heyday and they had released their last version, was an Ultra Street Fighter 4. There was an actual in-game selector to switch between the balancing between Ultra and Super and Arcade Edition. So that's something I think if Binding of Isaac or do something like that for those people who like want to play like Afterbirth or some of the other expansions they did. Um Afterbirth or like the Wrath of the Lamb stuff, they can just here's the balances for those. And you can just select that if that's what you're comfortable with. But I actually, now that I say it out loud, I don't think it'd be that big. I don't think it'd be that beneficial because part of the fun is like being surprised by it.
Yeah.
And if you could always just switch it back to like what you're used to, that kind of takes out some of the fun. So never mind. Fuck that idea. Yeah, fuck that idea. Binding of Isaac's great the way it is.
Yeah. So yeah, I played that, and then I played some more Nier Nier Replicant.
Yeah, how's that going? I know you were kind of like you're kind of iffy with it while you were playing it. Was your opinion changed at all?
No.
No.
Uh, it's not a great game. Dude, the side quests fucking suck, dude.
Yeah.
Every side quest. I mean, not every single one, but almost every single one is like, hey, can you go get me 10 pieces of mutton and three fire flowers and uh 12 salt licks, and like they're all just like fetch quests. Every single one is like fetch quests, and there's no way to like track any of them. So you have no idea what your progress is or like where to find anything. There's like no way to track and follow the shit. So you have like no idea what the fuck you're doing.
I know you hate when I bring it up, but that's why I like Witcher 3 because the side quests are good. The side quests are like, oh, can you? This dragon's been terrorizing us forever. It killed my wife, and now I'm all alone with my kid. Can you go
Yeah,
kill this dragon? And that's like a whole fucking thing. You gotta go investigate it, see what kind of dragon it is. Like, it's fucking dope. That's why I love
but
Witcher 3.
that's the thing, that this game is from a different era, okay? Which is what people tend to forget about. This game's 10 years old. So it's coming from a different time where that expectation hadn't been set yet. So,
And I hate that. That's what I hate about old RPGs. I
yeah.
hate that, like, oh, go kill 10 rats. Go kill 5 ogres. Like, no, fuck that. Why? Why? Why do you care that I do this?
Like the gameplay is like not great, but
Yeah.
the story is great. The soundtrack's great. The characters are great. Like I love everything. I love the contents of this game, but the thing is, you have to play it, and that's where it's
Falls
not so
apart.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's, well, what's this visual effect that's going on in this clip? Like, what's going on? why is like, why is your vision tunneling?
what do you mean?
I don't know if it's like a visual effect, but I'm looking at this clip and there's like this black like circle around it that keeps filling in and
Oh,
out.
because
You
I'm
see that?
dying.
Oh,
Like the
you're
little like
dying? Is that
vignette.
what that effect is?
Yeah, my health
Yeah.
is
Okay.
low. Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering what that was. Are you about to pass out? Like, what is this? Am I about to pass out? What am I looking at?
The game's easy as fuck. Like my health is low, but I have maximum. You can carry 10 healing items, and you always have 10 healing items, no matter. I mean, you use one when you need it, and then you pick up another one like almost instantly. Like the game's super fucking easy.
Yeah, you're telling me that.
But like it's okay. I've
Yeah.
the tone has shifted about this game because of Near Automata.
Yeah.
The tone that of this game now has completely shifted into, because I remember when this game first came out, fucking no one gave a fuck about it. Like it was like I remember X Play reviewed it and they fucking tore that shit apart, dude. But now the sentiment's completely shifted. Like IGN put their review out and gave it like an 8 out of 10. I think they did. I don't remember, but it's just it's not. This game's not good. It never was. People are going into it thinking it's going to be like Near Automata. It's not. It never was.
And that's why
Um,
I didn't pick it up, because like a part of me, I didn't see anything about them like changing it to match more of what like Automata's doing.
yeah,
And I was like, dude, I want to play like a 10-year-old action RPG.
yeah. The game's not
Like,
terrible. It's not terrible. I don't want to like say like it's a
yeah,
bad
if you
game.
look at it from the time period it came in, it's
Yeah,
passable. But
if
if you're
you're
looking at it with a modern lens,
if you're a fan of Nier Automata, you're the only type of person who should be playing this game. Like if you're not a fan of Nier Automata, this is not going to convert you. So only fans of the series should play this game, and even then, you're probably going to be disappointed because Nier Automata is a fucking masterpiece, and you're going back to this game, which is very much not. You're going to be disappointed, but I'm in it just for the story. I just want to see how things tie in to that game. So I'm looking forward to going through the rest of it and seeing things. I hear it does the multiple playthrough things. Again, not as good as Automata did it, but I hear like the second playthrough is like the good one.
yeah,
So
that's what everyone tells me. And that's the thing about like Nier that's so like hard to digest, is that it starts out kind of straightforward and generic, but it does that on purpose to like fuck with you.
yeah,
And when it changes things, it's like it pulls the sheet out from the sheet out from under you, and you're like, whoa, this is what's really going on. Like that's like what makes Near.
yeah.
And but the joke, the bit goes on for a long time.
It
It very
the
much lulls you into the sense of security for hours.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like Yoko Taro is he likes to make games that only work as games.
Yeah.
He likes to like subvert the expectation of like what it means like to be a video game or whatever. And so he'll do like a bunch of like fourth wall breaking stuff, like this is a video game, or this
But you
is
see that after like maybe 20 hours, the length of a game.
yeah, yeah. So
which is cool. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool concept, but it's a tall order to ask of people to play a game that's kind of generic for the first like 20 something hours.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
also genius. Like I don't think anyone else has the balls to do that.
Kojima would be the only one I would expect to do some shit like that.
But even then, he's like, I don't think he's ever done anything quite this subversive. If he has, like,
Yeah.
correct me. I'd love it to be corrected, but to ask someone, hey, play this like generic paint by numbers,
I
kind
mean,
of violent
Death
action
Stranding
RPG.
is kind of like
Yeah, I'll give you that.
exactly
Death
that.
Stranding is exactly that. It's like, here's a great game that's clunky to play through, kind of rough, annoying, asks a lot of you, but there's a deeper message here to
Yeah.
why you're doing it. And I like that a lot.
And then the entire purpose of the game is to make all the bullshit easier.
Yeah, I
Like
like that a lot.
that whole game is just unlocking things to make things easier. um But
speaking of Kojima, I rebought Metal Gear Solid 5 on PC,
nice.
which I don't know what's up because I got the like complete pack. So it came with Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. And the mouse and keyboard controls for Ground Zeroes are fucking garbage, dude. It is so bad. Like imagine like you use the mouse, you left click and hold the mouse when you're behind someone to grab them. And you know you can interrogate people in that game.
Yeah.
You have to continue to hold that left click to hold them, and you push Q to induce an investigation or to induce the interrogation. You have to hold Q to bring up the fucking interrogation menu. So you know to say stuff like, "Oh, give me information, tell me where your guys are, call your guys over here." And you have to use the fucking arrow keys to decide which option to go with while holding the left trigger to hold the guy and holding Q to bring up that menu.
That's kind of like what MGS3 was like on like a PS2 controller.
It's
I remember,
fucking ridiculous. Like I don't have enough hands to do that.
but
Like
okay, here's your problem: is you're playing a video game with a keyboard. I mean, come on.
the aiming's great for the mouse and keyboard, but it's all the other like shooting's good on a mouse and keyboard, aiming's good on a mouse and keyboard. It's just the other day-to-day shit is awful on it. And I almost like wanted to return it, but I was like, why is this so bad? I'll just play with a controller. So I played on a controller for the rest of Ground Zeroes. It's so bad on mouse and keyboard. And then Phantom Pain started. They changed all of that. They made a ton of quality of life changes to make mouse and keyboard more viable. And I was like, why didn't they do this for Ground Zeroes? Like, it's so weird.
It's weird.
Like,
Yeah,
well, Phantom Pain's the game everyone wants to play, so that's probably why. Like, as much as we want to pretend they're the same game, quote unquote, part of the same story, they're different games, and nobody went back to Ground Zeroes after Phantom Pain came out. And I think that's why they never like went back and changed it. But
yeah.
it even runs worse than Phantom Pain, which is weird. I was like, this game runs like shit on PC. Like,
It's weird
I mean,
because they did all that work.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's weird that like it didn't run as optimized as I was expecting. Then I booted up Phantom Pain. I was like, oh, this runs great. Like, why didn't they put this optimization to Ground Zeroes? It's so weird. Like, I mean, I get it. They're different games, but it seems weird that you wouldn't. They're the same engine. It's weird that you wouldn't put that same work into Ground Zeroes as you do with Phantom Pain. But
man, Phantom
whatever.
Pain, dude. What a fucking bummer.
It's a huge bummer. And what's funny is that I remember playing it, and I know this is kind of an overused example, but I'm going to defend it right now. So give me a minute. It reminds me of Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild.
No, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild and Phantom Pain are two in the same. I always compare those two for what they did to each of their franchises, which is like they took it back to like the bare essentials or like the core concepts. Basically, is like what are the core concepts of this game, and then let's just extrapolate everything from that core concept. Those are like the best versions of those concepts, like the ideas of those games. But the only bummer is that we'll never get to see them improve on it with Metal Gear, but we'll get to see it.
And it's a huge bummer because what I liked about MGS5, especially Phantom Pain, is the fact that it's an open world game, but it has all these mechanics that work off of each other. So you can do some crazy shit in that game with the equipment you have. It's really, really cool.
And that's what the fuck I was saying. That's what I was saying with this fucking Pokemon Arceus game that everyone's going crazy the fuck about. And I'm like, dude, you don't realize that it's not enough to just have an open world. You have to have mechanics that make the open world make sense. Otherwise, you just have this open world with like without anything to do in it.
Cough, cough, Final Fantasy 15, cough, cough.
Final Fantasy 15. That game fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, it does. And it's a perfect example of like, here's an open world that didn't need to be open world,
Yeah.
or didn't need to be as open as it is.
Uh,
Um,
so
but no, Metal Gear Solid 5. I got it for like I got the complete collection, definitive edition for like $6. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. I got it on PS4. I'll fucking pick it up again on PC. See what how much better it runs. Answer much better, but it's still a solid game, and it's a bummer that I'm never gonna get to see like what the full vision was for that game. First off, and second, I'm not gonna be able to see Konami like develop off of that. It's a
yeah,
huge bummer, and I would love if Kojima just as a fuck you to Konami made his own open world stealth game with Sony. You know, his own third person open world tactical espionage action game with Sony as like a fuck you to Konami, but I know it's never gonna happen because he's making all this weird experimental shit, which is fine, but you know, give me a successor to Phantom Pain. I would love to play that. It's a
yeah,
Phantom Pain successor with a fully realized story that actually got to finish what it was trying to do would be fucking excellent, dude. I would love to see that, but it's never gonna happen. As big a bummer as that sounds, it's never gonna happen.
yeah,
But yeah, I was playing that. I was also playing. I'm still playing Monster Hunter Rise. Still good. We're gonna talk about that later because we got some shit. Um, I haven't picked up Outer Wild in a minute. I know I told you I'm playing that again,
you're fucking up.
but well, here's again. So like I said last week, when I play games, I'm playing them very passively now because my wife and I are moving. So I don't have time to like sit down at my computer and like play a game like I used to. When I play, and the only reason I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5 is like I already know Metal Gear Solid. So I'm skipping most of the cutscenes. I'm just playing through these missions really quickly. I'm not trying to get a good rank on them. It's I'm not actively playing it. Whereas with Outer Wild, I want to be in a state of mind where I can give the game my full attention. You know, I'm not going to have a podcast in the background while I'm playing Outer Wild. I'm not going to play this passively while I'm sitting in the car as my wife and I are driving to well, my wife likes to drive. I fucking hate driving, so my wife drives everywhere. While I'm sitting in the car while my wife and I are driving to go furniture shopping, you know, there's something I'm giving my full undivided attention to. And I don't get a lot of time to do that. But I promise you, this is as long as it's taking me to play this game, it is so I can enjoy the game in the best possible way. Because I know this game deserves that from me, from what I've played so far.
It's
Um,
yeah, the
yeah,
game's
it's
that
good.
game's gonna come up. It's gonna come up later here in the.
Yeah, it is. I saw the show notes, and hopefully that seeing that in the notes kind of lit a fire under my ass to like hustle and get through it. But I don't want to feel like I'm rushing through it either. I want to enjoy this game, but
Yeah,
that's the bummer of like talking about games as a hobby, but also like, you know, I want to play them. I don't want to rush through a game just so I can talk about it on the show. Um, but yeah, we have quite a bit to go over, quite a few show notes to talk about. Sony just had a state of play recently, and we got some cool shit. Subnautica Below Zero is getting a free upgrade from PS4 that's dropping May 14th. It has some features like haptic feedback on the PS5 controller. Looks fucking dope. It's cool to see that that controller's getting the support it should be getting. I was worried it was gonna be like the touchpad on the PS4 controller that nobody ever fucking used.
yeah. It must be like it must be pretty simple to just implement stuff with it. Because I mean, basically, I expected more from it actually.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just a GameCube trigger, like the way it's getting used mostly. Like it's just a two-stage thing in most games. So Like you pull it like a certain amount and it does one thing, and then there's some resistance, and you go past that resistance and it does another thing. That's basically the GameCube controller does
Is that
that.
what the GameCube controller did? I don't
Yeah,
think that's how it worked.
the
Is it?
triggers had two stages basically. Super Mario Sunshine did it where if you pulled in the left trigger halfway, it would aim, or it was the right trigger. If you pulled the right trigger in halfway, it would aim your nozzle, and then when you pulled it in all the way, it would spray.
Oh God, I remember
And
that.
that's
I
why
can't believe I
people
forgot
the Switch port, people were upset because the Switch controller doesn't have those stage triggers, so you couldn't do that. Or like maybe they found a way around it. But I think even if you hooked up a GameCube controller, it still didn't work.
that.
And
Yeah,
you
I
had
didn't
to like
support it.
they patched it
Yeah.
in.
Oh, I forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that coming out. We also got Among Us coming to PS4 and PS5, which with Ratchet and Clank style cosmetics. Which it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I've never played Among Us. I feel like I'm the only person in the world who hasn't played it. But it is cool to see like Sony like embracing it and like, oh, here's some Sony shit to play it on our platform. That's really cool.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We also got the big announcement, which was we got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We got some
Ripped a
pretty
fart.
good looks at it. Rift Apart.
That's what it is. Well, you know
We
their
got
games always have like their games always have like vulgar subtitles. Not vulgar, but you know, like going commando and up your arsenal. Um, this one is
there's always
ripped.
like a double meaning to
This
like.
yeah, this one is ripped a fart. If you switch the
Oh
P,
shit! I like that.
you
I
switch the
like
P and
that.
the F.
I like that. I like that a lot. Reminds me of my favorite video game like title is the South Park sequel, Fractured But Whole.
Yeah,
That is when I first heard that and Cartman like laughed at the announcement, I was like, oh, that's fucking beautiful. That is so beautiful. I like that. But no, we got some looks at it. The game looks really cool. It's really
it's
pretty and
gorgeous.
yeah, it is. Um, we got to look at some of the tech being used. It's going to feature use of the haptic triggers and 3D audio.
Here's the thing with the
So that's
3D
cool.
audio.
Yeah.
When they say that in this thing, it says with supported headphones only.
Yeah.
And I was under the assumption that I could have sworn they said it works with any pair of headphones. Their audio engine will automatically give you like the 3D audio. Am I crazy for thinking that, or isn't
I
that what they
think they
said?
only, and I don't think they said that. I think they said would support any 3D audio supported headphones, which didn't have to be Sony specific. Like I think like Samsung makes some 3D audio supported headphones. But I don't think like I don't think like 2-channel headphones would be able to support 3D audio.
It
You know what
does
I
though.
mean?
They do
Does
though. Yeah.
maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm going
Because
crazy.
they do it all in software.
Really?
That's why like buying 3D headphones is a scam because your headphones are doing processing, but the processing is already being done by the game you're playing or whatever. That's why when it says like supported headphones only, I'm like, wait a minute. You guys said that you have an audio engine that does it for whatever headphones you want, and it like send me a picture of your ear and we'll tailor it to your like. They said they have like different. Am I crazy? When Mark Cerny got up on that stage, I swear that's what he said. But maybe he said something. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Talk
It was a
about that,
while
man.
ago,
Someone
and
fact
like
check.
it was a while ago, and nothing like really supports it yet. So that's why I'm like, I don't really know what the feature actually was at this point. But
Well, regardless of the tech, Ratchet and Clank looks good. Um, Remind me again, like why this is only on PS5 and not PS4. Like the interdimensional thing was like a big aspect of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, visually it's obvious, but the loading times, like you're the whole gimmick is you're like teleporting between worlds almost instantaneously. There's like a
Okay.
small you can see there's tiny fucking load, but that they hide pretty well. But other than that, like you're just shifting between worlds. Like that's the big gimmick. Um,
Oh, that is cool. Oh god, I want to play this.
they
Ratchet and
showed
Clank 2016 was so good, and I want to play this so bad. This looks like so much fun.
they show like a boss fight where he like the boss like pulls you from like from one world into like another world, but I don't know where that is in this video. But he like pulls you through a dimension, and like the boss fight like continues.
Oh, like
But
seamlessly? That's really cool.
yeah, but I don't remember where that was. But it's cool. But is it cool enough? I mean, I'm a sucker for these games, man. Like these are really good games, and like I would buy a PS5 just for this.
It's funny because like I never really played Ratchet and Clank when I was younger. It wasn't a game I grew up with. My brother played them a lot, but I was playing something I can't remember what I was playing at the time. My brother loved the first Ratchet and Clank, so I never really got into it. And it wasn't until the remake in 2016 when I really got into it. I was like, "Fuck, these games are excellent."
Yeah.
And I thought like maybe it's just because the remake's like really good and it's refined to like what the older games have done. And I think you and another buddy told me like, "Oh no, like the older games are just as good, if not better."
Yeah. Well, I never
Especially the
played.
third one.
I
Oh,
didn't really
trust
play
me.
the originals that much, but they're all good though. They're all good.
Yeah, this was fun. I kind of want to go and like I wonder if they still have that remaster collection on PS3. I might pick that up. I'll look that up
Um,
right now. But no, it looks fun. Rift Apart looks like a lot of fun. And I don't know if it's gonna get me to buy a PS5, but if this and like maybe one other game,
it would get me to try. Like,
yeah, it'll get me to start looking for sure.
yeah,
Yeah, once this game drops, I'll probably start looking like, can I get a PS5 right now, and just like keep an eye on them.
yeah,
Because right now, I don't care if I get one or not.
yeah. Like this is pretty much the only thing.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so good. I know it's never gonna come to PC, and it bums me out. I'm so sad that's never gonna come to PC, but oh well. Um,
Never know.
yeah, you never know. Maybe they've been porting quite a few PS4 games or PlayStation games over to PC, so maybe. But we'll wait and see. It seems to be the tagline of our show. We'll wait and see. Um, we got to look at the PlayStation Plus games for May. This comes from the PlayStation.blog, PlayStation.com. We got Wreckfest. It's coming to PS5, which I never heard of this game. It's a full contact racing game.
You ever heard of Wreckfest, man?
I've never heard of Wreckfest. Is
It's
this a bit?
so good. No, it's so good, dude. It's by Bugbear, the guys that made the Flat Out games.
Never fucking played Flat
When
Out
it
or
when
heard of
it when
Flat
it
Out. What's a Flat
oh, what's Flat Out? Oh my gosh, dude. What, you live under a rock?
Out? Kind of. I'm
Um,
married.
when it was in early access on Steam, it was called Next Car Game, or like Bugbear's Next Car Game. And then they put out like a bunch of like playgrounds that you could just drive around. It's all physics, destruction, physics, and stuff like that. This is the game that I wanted Destruction All Stars to be on PS5. This game has the pizzazz that game lacks, man. It has fucking just cars crunching and pile-ups and debris flying all over the fucking place. You can get it on a lawnmower and do like destruction derbies, and your guy flies off the fucking lawnmower, and you can run people over. You can get like trash trucks and fucking just crush assholes. It's so fun, dude. It's so fun. and like no
I'm
one knows
watching a
about it.
trailer for Flat Out 2, and it looks insane. Holy shit. Jesus, this game looks amazing. Let's
Yeah,
look up Wreckfest now.
these guys make good games. This game is really good. It's just a bummer that no one really knows about it, but hopefully this PlayStation Plus thing stirs up some action because it's a really good game. I tried to load it up the other day actually on Steam, and it would not load.
Wreckfest?
Yeah, I don't know. My game's broken, um, but it's so much fun. You can just do like the lawnmower destruction derbies are like the best part. It's just you and like 20 other people in a circle in a field just fucking crashing into each other on lawnmowers and just flying all over the place. It's
That's
hilarious.
amazing. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Hopefully, with it coming to PlayStation Plus, it'll put some more eyes on it.
PS5 only
Um,
though. PS5 only,
yeah,
which is fucked up. I mean, that is
guys.
so bad. Like, why do that? I don't understand.
I don't know, man. They gotta pull some eyes on their console somehow. Um, we also got Battlefield 5 is coming to PS4. Which is that game still being played? Are people still playing that game?
People still play that game,
Yeah,
so
that's
yeah, I
cool. You
know.
can't say that about what came out that same year was Call of Duty World War II, right? That came out the same year.
Yeah, I think so. Um, Battlefield is different. Like, I prefer the
That's a different
Battlefield
beast.
experience over the Call of Duty experience. At least current Call of Duty. That Modern Warfare was a good game. That was a good game. So
When you say Modern Warfare, you talk about the original or the remake they did?
the remake.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that's the best Call of Duty ever. So
Yeah,
yeah, that
let's
is
check
now
it
the
out
best
then.
one.
I'll have to check it out then. I don't know. Does it still have an active player base? Because like I feel like with Call of Duty, they just kind of give up when a new one comes out. So if you try to go back and
Yeah,
play
but if
Call
the
of
new
Duty,
one comes
that's
out, and it's shitty, people will continue to play the good one. Uh, like Advanced Warfare was like my favorite one, and everyone fucking hated it. But I'm like, dude, this is like Titanfall almost. Like, this is dope.
it's funny you say that because this is coming up in the show notes later. But Titanfall 2 is free to play right now on Steam
Yeah,
till May 3rd. So I'm actually gonna check that out because I've never played Titanfall 2. So
great
now here's my
game.
chance to get into it. Yeah, here's my chance to get into it. I can give it a shot now. Everyone tells me it's good, and I want to check it out. I'm just worried that like I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get into multiplayer with people who've been playing this game for like years, and I'm gonna get my ass fucking stomped.
Yeah, probably because there's techniques in that game. We'll talk about it when it comes up. But
Yeah, but yeah. So those are the games we're getting. Well, also we got Stranded Deep coming on PlayStation Plus, which is like island survival game. Like I don't know what makes this one different from all the other survival games that have come out in the past like 10 years.
um, nothing.
Yeah.
I think yeah, I don't know.
It's got this cool ocean mechanic, so you can like swim in the ocean and like catch fish and get materials and stuff. But I don't think that's enough to like differentiate it from all the other survival games we've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's PlayStation Plus; it's free, so you got to justify that. What is it like, $60 a year?
Is it? I don't know.
Um, I don't remember. On Games with Gold for May, we got Armello. That's available between March 1st to March 31st. Your chance to download that. Um, is that like Anthro like mouse game? But it's like a battle simulator,
Yeah, it's like a
like a
RTS.
strategy. Yeah,
Yeah,
like an RTS.
I think those. No, never mind. That's someone else. Never mind.
Yeah, it's like a tabletop um strategy RPG, which looks pretty cool. Like there's a lot of like depth here from what I'm seeing in the trailer for it. And the art style is pretty cool. Like anthropomorphic animal characters get a lot of shit because furries kind of ruined it for the mainstream. But there's some
Right.
pretty cool art for this game that looks really cool. We also got announced Dungeons 3 is coming out.
Dungeons 3.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
remind me what the
good
dungeon
name.
games are.
I don't know. I was just the name Dungeons 3 is like the most generic fucking. I didn't even know there was a Dungeons 1 or 2. I didn't even know you
I
could
think
allowed to make a game called Dungeons.
what makes these games interesting is that I think the Dungeons games are like tower defense slash dungeon maker games. Like, you ever heard of what's that game called? Dungeon Keeper? Is that what it's called?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like that, where you're like this big villain and you have this horde you're trying to protect. So you're building like dungeons and creating minions to keep like heroes away from your shit. I think I might be wrong. Hold on.
Okay. Well, Dungeons 3, everyone. There you go.
Yeah.
The third Dungeons.
Yep, it's a Dungeon Keeper ish is what people are comparing it to. So there you go. That's
Okay.
something to look into. We also got Lego Batman. It's available between May 1st and the 15th.
Game.
And Tropico 4, which I didn't know there was like 4 Tropico games. I could have sworn there was only like 2.
I think there's
Shows how out
like
of touch I
5
am.
now.
Yeah? Shit. The Tropical games are cool. They're like Sim City if you're like a dictator, right?
Yeah, basically.
That's a pretty cool concept. That's enough to carry it, I think, especially since like I don't think we've seen any good Sim City games coming out lately. So
There's like some indie ones that come out. Like
yeah.
what Planet Coaster came out. That one's pretty
Oh
good.
yeah.
Um, I think like Zoo Tycoon is like a thing that people like.
Okay, so there you go. But those are what we're getting for Xbox. We also got some quickie news. Super Mario Party is getting an update for the Switch. That's fucking weird. I don't think anyone expected that.
Out of
It is
nowhere.
just now in the year of our Lord 2021 getting online play.
Good.
Which why? Why
The
now?
the 6 people who bought this game can enjoy it together now.
This game came out. Oh God, when did that come out?
I think it was like 3 years
18.
ago.
Yeah, 2018. And is just now getting online play.
This is a bad Mario Party game.
Yeah.
It doesn't do the
I
thing you want out of Mario Party, which is like the dumb, fucked up shit. Like they streamline the fuck out of this game, and it's just not. It's not
Yeah, it's
like the
not
fuck you
compelling.
Mario
It's not
Party
fun.
that you want.
Yeah, it's not fun. And there wasn't online play for the first 3 years it was out. So a buddy of mine got it and we went over and played it. We played it for an afternoon. And I talked to him recently and he admitted like he hasn't booted it back up since we got together to play it.
Bummer, dude. I remember
Yeah.
remember Mario Party when it in its prime. Remember that
I never
shit?
played Mario Party in its prime,
Really?
so no.
Damn, dude. Like Mario Party
Um,
3.
but yeah, man. It's kind of weird. I mean, better late than never, I guess, but so
Getting
weird.
like the blisters on your finger. I remember they had to put out an accessory. They had to ship to everyone for free, and a thumb accessory because people were getting blisters playing Mario
Oh, I
Party.
remember that from like it was gloves, right? Because
Yeah,
they were rotating the
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 shitty
N64
N64s.
joystick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyone knows that you use your palm. You got to use your palm to do that shit. You got to palm it. But these are just
Yeah.
tricks of the trade. You just learn.
And apparently, like that fucked up some hands when that was
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah.
Fucked some hands up. Um, but yeah, so that's another quickie for Mario Party. We also got, like we said, mentioned earlier, Titanfall 2 is free to play on Steam until May 3rd. Which would be cool. I heard the story is really good. It's actually a pretty good, beefy story. So that'd be worth checking out. But I'm worried that like
I
if I go pick it
forgot there
up,
was a campaign. When I
really,
think
because
about
that's
this
like what
game,
people talk about a
the
lot.
campaign's fantastic. It's absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal. The campaign, but I forgot. I legit forgot there was one because like just because of how big like for like Apex Legends is huge, which is like set in the same universe, but also just because like the multiplayer is what people think about when it comes to, like that's what people think about first when it comes to this game. But yeah, the campaign is fantastic. Like that, you should just do that. Make sure you like play through the campaign during this allotted time. It's only up for the weekend, so you should make sure you play that campaign. But
Yeah, man, I
yeah,
totally agree.
I was saying earlier that there's movement tech in this game. There's like bunny hopping and like slide canceling that people use to like it's like a glitch that like it's like some like Quake shit they use to like get around faster, and the devs kept it in on purpose
That's
because
good.
like yeah, if you're good enough to like master this technique, fucking use it, and they just yeah.
That's good. I wanna get into it. I do, but I feel like the game's been out for so long already that if I jump into this shit, I'm gonna get my ass kicked, dude.
Yeah, I think there's like a good matchmaking system that it tries to keep you with people of similar level. I think maybe not, but
I'll have to keep an eye open for it because I do want to check it out and I'll
but
give
it
it a
has a
shot.
campaign, and the campaign's really fucking
Yeah.
good. Um,
Yeah, and I do want to get into it, but I also like it would be cool to try the multiplayer out
yeah,
and try to get into that. But like we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's not the first time I've gotten into a game like in the middle of its hype and got my ass kicked for the first couple months.
yeah,
But we'll see. Um we also got a look at some possible Outer Wilds DLC that was leaked. You wanna? I feel like this is your story here.
yeah. So on Steam database pulls in information just directly from like the Steam like API or whatever. And someone was looking through and found an entry for under Outer Wilds Echoes of the Eye. So the speculation is that this is going to be some DLC for Outer Wilds. I mean, it's kind of obvious. It says Outer Wilds on it. Um, and the devs actually came out and I don't know where it is, but they actually like mentioned or acknowledged it uh, a little bit. So it's definitely something that's happening. You just don't know anything about it yet, but I am excited because usually you have like a beloved game and then they announce some add-on for it and you're like, "Oh no, I hope they don't like it was perfect the way it was. I hope they don't fuck it up with whatever they're going to be adding to it." But dude, this team is a master fucking class at what they do. I have
Yeah,
full confidence that this is going to be everything I want. I mean, I didn't even know I
yeah,
wanted. It's going to be everything I didn't know I wanted out of an expansion. This is you'll know once you play the game just how tightly woven everything fucking is, man. Like I've never played a story. I've never played a story in a video game that was so tightly woven together. Everything is connected to fucking everything. Uh, literally. Uh, so that's why this DLC, I'm like, I'm excited. I'm like genuinely excited for a thing for once. This never happens. uh,
oh, that's sad. That's sad. But good for
uh,
you. Hopefully, this does exceed any expectations you set for yourself, and you can justify the excitement. If this is happening, this has got me like dedicated to like buckle down and fucking play it, like really play it.
Yeah, you will know. You'll know, man. You will know what I'm talking about when you play it.
Yeah, and I'm
Just
sure I'll like hit you up and I'll be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing. You're right."
every single thing in this game is like relevant to each other. It's so tightly woven. It's I've never seen anything that tightly packed before. It's like the whole dev team is talking to each other and just made it woven together so perfectly. So
We got
I know they're gonna
sorry.
pull this off, but yeah, go on.
Well, I'm excited to see it too, man. I can't wait to see it happen, and I can't wait to like really delve into this game so you have someone to talk about or someone to talk to it about. Um, we also got a launch trailer for a Returnal called The Tide. I still don't totally understand what this game is, but it's getting quite a bit of positive praise, so might be worth checking out.
It's a
Still don't see
roguelike,
why it has to be a
roguelike
PS5
Metroidvania.
exclusive. Yeah, still don't see why it has to be a PS5 exclusive.
This game does
It's
some
been
of that double stage trigger stuff that I was talking about. It does like on the left trigger, if you, it does just like an aiming thing. If you put it in, push it in, and then there's some resistance, and then when you go past that resistance, it does like special fire or something like that. Um, but again, like it's just like it's if most games are just doing that. It's just like a two-stage thing, which GameCube did already. I'm not super impressed by that. What I want to see is like 12 stages. You give me like 12 different stages on the triggers. I mean, like that's a little excessive, but I want to see that stuff in like as a mechanic in its own,
yeah.
and then like make it like a story thing of like what it's something that I expect like Kojima would do something like that. Like, oh, new tech, let's fuck it up.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see people use these haptic triggers to their full potential if it does get that full potential.
yeah.
But we'll see. Um, this is something I'm surprised took this long to get. We got a trailer for a new game mode for Apex Legends called Legacy,
Um,
which, if I'm reading this right, it's a 3v3 game mode.
so this is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't
Very
really play
surprised. This is,
Apex, but
yeah.
this is fucking cool. So it's a permanent game mode. Usually when they add like game modes, it's like a seasonal thing, like it's just there for that season. But this is it says permanent game mode, 3v3 arena, um, arena shooter mode. So basically, they're turning it into Counter Strike. Um, you start off every round, you purchase your weapons or upgrades or whatever, and then you go in and do your battle. Uh, it's like so different from typical Apex that like I'm thinking about like reinstalling this game and like trying this out because
I'm thinking of trying it out for the first time now. So here's my thing. Like, I'm not a big fan of like these like battle royale style games. And I know like that's what Apex is. Even though it does a lot to differentiate itself, it's still a battle royale style game, right?
yeah, basically
So, but this, an arena shooter, that's I'm not good at arena shooters,
the thing about
but
Apex is that you're always with a squad. There's no
yeah,
solo. I think there's solo modes now, but the main thing is you're always with a squad, and they make it super easy to tag and communicate with each other, even if you don't have a mic. Um, so I think that what drives people away from most battle royales is that you're like, if you're bad at it, you're like, you're bad. But this, you're always with a squad, so you always have like backup. So like all three of you have to be bad, but um, yeah,
it's I've never been a fan of battle royale games. Like I've tried to play a couple, but I'm not. It's not my cup of tea. I can see the appeal of it, but it's not my cup of tea. But even though I suck at them, a 3v3 arena style game,
yeah. So
I can
this
get into that.
mode, I'm more
Get into
interested
that.
in this mode because
Yeah,
this is
same.
like just straight, just this is just straight FPS gameplay right
Yeah.
here. And that, again, and that's the thing I like about Apex and Titanfall, which Respawn, same guys, is like the movement stuff. Like you're sliding, you're wall running. Well, this game doesn't have wall running, but you can wall climb, and like just jump around and shit. Like I like games with good movement.
Yeah, me too. I like games with good movement, and this looks like
And
it's got
they
it.
announced a new character called Valkyrie,
Yeah.
who she has a jetpack. She can like fly around and shit. It's just fucking crazy. She looks awesome. And then they announced a
Yeah.
new weapon type, or I guess a new weapon, which is like a bow. It looks like a railgun, I guess. I don't know if it's single shot all the time, um, but like you can like
Yeah,
modify
some
it.
crazy like railgun compact bow,
Yeah.
which
So
looks cool as fuck. Like this might get me into Apex. Like I might actually go and try Apex now. This
yeah,
looks like fun. Um, I miss like arena style shooters, dude. Like I got into Quake Champions like a lot when like that dropped, and the player base just isn't there to support it, and everyone who is there is like been playing it since the beginning, so you're gonna get your ass stomped. Um, we tried playing that other one. Remember that robot one? Was it Diabolical?
yeah.
Yeah, we tried playing
Um,
that for a while. That
yeah.
didn't quite scratch the
I
itch.
fucking suck at that game,
Yeah,
dude. It
dude,
made me
me too.
realize just how atrophied my FPS skills are now. Because I used to be
I
like,
do the same.
I used to be good, but
Yeah,
not
same here.
anymore.
I never. Yeah, dude, same. I remember being pretty decent at FPSs, and now I fucking suck. Um, this looks like fun.
Yeah.
I actually might download this and give it a shot. Um, yeah, so check that out. It looks like fun. I'm surprised with this. Um, here's something I can talk about a little bit more.
Here we go.
We got an announcement, an update, a trailer update for Monster Hunter Rise. We're getting some new Elder Dragons, some new Apex monsters. Uh, to go through the list, we got Apex Diablo. Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. We got the Apex Diablos, which looks fucking crazy. Oh my god, his movement is so fast. We also got the Apex Rathalos, which also looks so devastating. His fire attacks have so much range. It is god, he can move so quickly and cancel out of attacks so quickly. Um, we also got to look at some of the other Apex creatures we've already seen, but it looks cool. The Apex Mitsune looks like a lot of fun. We also got some returning Elder Dragons. We got the Teostra coming back, he's always been a fucking asshole, so he's gonna be fun to get my ass kicked by. Charlotte D'Ora is coming back, who I think made his debut in Monster Hunter World, which is one of my favorite Elder Dragons from World. Even if his like fucking wind attack thing is annoying as shit. We also got Chameleos coming back, who I think's only been in Monster Hunter. God, the PSP Monster Hunter games. What were those called?
Freedom.
Yeah, the Freedom games. Um, I think he's like the first one to come out. Well, he was one of the first ones to get announced. I didn't know the Teostra and Kushaladora were coming back too. Those have all been available since April 28th. So if you've beaten the main campaign and you've hit a certain high master rank or a certain hunter rank, you can fight those creatures. Um, there was also some. There were also some additional things that were added that this trailer didn't mention. The update added some layered armor, so you can actually customize your character look the way you want. Layered armor is basically just cosmetic armor that doesn't affect your stats, and you wear it over your main armor that actually does affect your stats. So, kind of a way to customize how you look and fashionize your character. There's also an event quest that was really cool. That unlocks a new gesture. We also got an announcement that the Magnamala will be coming to Rampage quests, which I like the Rampage quests. I fucking hated them in the beginning. But now that I've played a couple of them, they're actually a lot of fun to play. It's a really cool way to get into the game. I'm excited, dude. Like, I'm really happy to see these updates coming out. I haven't hit the point to where I can play this content because I've been taking my time with Monster Hunter. I'm like 70 hours into it, and I'm slowly taking my time with it. The unlocked hunter rank cap is really cool to see, and my assumption is that this extra stuff shows up once you get past that hunter rank cap. That's how it's run in the older games. We also got to look at the armor set, which was announced when Stories 2 was announced, but there is some exclusive armor that's coming to Rise if you have save data from Stories 2 on your Switch. Which reminds me, we also got a trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is their the third trailer they've shown off so far. Some backstory on Stories. I am not a fan of the Stories games. I've never played them. I played the demo for the first one way back on the 3DS, but that's as far as my experience goes. I liked the concept of Stories. It's more of like a turn-based RPG, if I remember correctly, with some monster capturing mechanics. And it tells a grander story of like growing up with monsters and using them to fight with you. I would love to see more of that in the mainline Monster Hunter games. I don't know how they're going to incorporate it. They kind of incorporated Monster Hunter Rise, the fact that you can like kind of recruit the wildlife to help you out, but you use them more as like equipable items than actual like allies. But Stories looks cool. It's a very story-driven game, pardon the pun, but that's just how they are. I feel like I would like this more as like an anime, which does exist, so I might go check that out. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Stories games, so I'm not the person who should be talking about it, but I've heard good things. I've heard they're good games.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Even if you're like a core Monster Hunter fan, I've been told there is some fun to be had from them, even though they're not quote unquote core Monster Hunter games.
I'll play it if it comes to PC.
Yeah, it is. It's set to drop PC same day, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah. For the very end of this trailer, so about 2 minutes, 5 seconds in, it's dropping worldwide July 9th, and it's coming out on Switch and Steam the same day.
Oh my god. Why? Okay, follow-up question.
Yeah.
Why this one and not the other one?
No idea. No idea.
Okay.
No idea. If I had to guess, I'd assume Capcom's probably testing the water with like a full release like this, because most of their money goes into the core Monster Hunter games, and they get most of their money back from console sales because that's what's popular in Japan. Monster Hunter is considered like a portable game series in Japan. It's always done its best on PSP, 3DS, those portable systems. Even like Monster Hunter, like imitators, came out on the Vita for that specific reason. So I'm pretty sure that's why they focus all their development, making sure the Switch version runs as good as it can, and left the PC release at the wayside until they can get that to work. That's my guess.
Bummer. That's a bummer.
Yeah, that's my guess. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm guessing. But yeah, this is set to come out day one, Steam and Switch. So, I mean, there you go, man. Put your money where your mouth is. It comes out July 9th.
No, yeah, I will be getting that.
Yeah.
And playing that.
And I'll definitely watch it. And if it looks good, I might pick it up too. I'll probably get it on Switch though, just so I can get that extra content for Rise.
Gross, dude. I bet when Rise hits PC, you're gonna fucking be like, well, we gotta buy both of these games on both platforms and get all that content.
I did not do it for World, so maybe I won't do it for Rise. I don't know. If you're gonna pick up Rise on PC, I might double dip. I might buy it again, but I want it to be a different experience if I play. So if
I got World on PC, and like didn't have anyone to play with.
Oh shit! Well, my bad.
I've always had it, but like I played a little bit.
You've always had it?
Yeah, and I convinced my roommate to get it, but he doesn't play, like, he doesn't know how to use a controller. So, like, but for some reason he was like, I want to try this Monster Hunter. All he plays is World of Warcraft, and I was like, okay, but you're not like, it's not. There's more to it than World of Warcraft. And then he quickly dropped it, and he was like, no.
Yeah. It's a very active game.
Yeah.
Well, it's not to say like World of Warcraft isn't an active game, but how can I word this? I sound like a dick. There is some skill involved with World of Warcraft, I think, but
There
it's
is,
not
but
the
Monster Hunter is just
same
way
skill.
more complicated.
Yeah, it's not the same skill that transfers to Monster Hunter or like action games
You only
like
need
that.
one hand to play WoW. Not effectively,
So,
but you can do it.
yeah, exactly. Where Monster Hunter Rise, you got to look at things like animation frames. If you want to get really good, you got to talk like animation frames and proper dodging technique and evasion windows in your dodges. Like there's a lot of action associated with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got stories dropping July 9th. New Monster Hunter Rise content is out now. I gotta tell someone about this story. I fucking experienced my first real moment of getting fucked by RNG in Monster Hunter the other day, dude. Like, I've been playing Monster Hunter for like 10 years, I want to say. And yeah, I think it's about 10 years. I think Freedom 2 came out like more than 10 years ago. But I'm playing Monster Hunter religiously. I want to say I've been playing it like regularly for like 6 years, but I've been playing it on and off for like 10. So I love me some Monster Hunter. And I've never had a problem with the RNG. If there's something I wanted to drop, it usually dropped after at most maybe an hour of grinding. Maybe. I've never had that hard a time with RNG for Monster Hunter. I don't know if I just got lucky or if I wasn't like pursuing the right materials, but I never had a problem with it. I just hit higher rank in Monster Hunter some time ago, and I was trying to boost up my rank so I can fight the specific monster to get the specific armor piece that works with my specific weapon because the abilities it grants. This creature, I was able to get all the armor pieces I need except for one because it needed a very rare armor piece called the Almadron Golden Orb is what it's called. It's considered a very rare material. And I was like, cool, I'll just grind this thing for maybe an hour. I'll get that piece like I always do. I played that game for a day and a half before it finally dropped this fucking piece, dude.
Fuck that.
I cannot even count how many times I fought this monster before this piece dropped. And I was
Sounds
like,
like
what the fuck?
sounds like Maple Story drop rates. Remember Maple Story?
Yeah.
That
I was
game
like,
was
am I doing something wrong? Am I not fighting the right rank? What am I doing wrong here? And I looked it up and it's like, nope, I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm fighting the right monster for sure. I'm fighting the right, its fucking name is in the part. I'm fucking fighting the right monster. It's a high rank part. I'm fighting this high rank Almadron. Why isn't it dropping? And I was upset because I was like, this isn't fucking working. The part has a 3% drop rate, which doesn't sound too low. And if you consider the fact if I cut the monster's tail off and I carve the tail, I have a chance of it dropping there. So I get 3% on that carve. Plus, if I capture the monster, I get 4 materials. Like I think 4 or 5 materials, and each of those have a 3% chance of dropping that part. I know you get more than 5 materials from capturing, but I think it's like only 4 to 5 are actual rolling, are materials you roll on. And each of those are 3%. So I'm like, dude, this shouldn't take this long. I'm getting a lot of tries at this, but it's taking forever. And I was seriously about to give up until like fucking 10:30 at night. Not last night, the night before. It finally dropped. And that was like going to be my last run before I went to bed. And I was like, holy shit. I've never experienced this before. I've never had drop rates this bad. I've never had RNG fuck me this bad before.
that's fucked up. That's
On
why I
any
never
video game.
like I never try to get a specific thing. Like I always like have whatever quest I need, and then if I just happen to do it, then I did it. But I never try to like just aim for a very specific thing because it gets
Usually it's not that bad for me. I've never had it be this big of an issue. Like I said, worst case scenario, if a part's not dropping, I take like an hour, maybe at most. Like before this, the longest I've ever grinded something to get a drop is like an hour. and this was fucking ridiculous. A day and a half trying to fight this thing. Each fight maybe took like 10, at most 15 minutes, depending on the team I would get randomed up with. So I had a lot of tries, and I was not dropping. I was so upset. And to make it worse, there's a weapon I can make from that creature. That's a really good weapon for the element it has. It's probably like one of the better water element switch axes so far that I've seen. But I need that same fucking part to get that weapon. And I'm like, I am not doing that again. I guess I just won't get that weapon. I've never, ever, ever had to work this hard to get something to drop before. Ever.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure you'll encounter that thing again, just doing other stuff. And then there's going to be a point where you just happen to kill one, not looking for it, but you'll.
So, the way Monster Hunter works, I mean, you've played it. The whole point of the game is like, take up a contract to kill that monster. So, the only time I'm going to get fighted again is if, like,
you have to take the contract?
Yeah, you have to take the contract to fight this monster. It's a boss monster.
Don't they just, like, spawn in and just wander around?
I mean, sometimes, yeah, but that's not what you're playing for. You're playing these games to, like, so when there's a hub.
That's what I'm playing for.
There's a hub that you work in, and it's called Monster Hunter because you take up these jobs to fight these monsters. There's some what are called what are they called? It's an optional thing you can do where you can just explore the area, and those monsters can have a chance to populate.
Yeah, but during like other contracts, can't other monsters spawn in?
They can. If you want to waste your time fighting the other monster, you can do it.
It's not a waste of time. Okay, so the way I play Monster Hunter is I'll take a contract, do as much shit on the map as possible before actually completing that contract. So like I'll gather like everything, I'll get like my honey or whatever, do like everything on the map, and then I'll go finish my contract. And then,
which is fine to play that, but if you're playing online, the meta is go straight for the monster.
Oh, fuck the meta, dude. Fuck the meta. See, I don't like playing games like that where if I just don't go online then, because if people are gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Go fight the monster, or I don't know. No one. Am I the only one who plays Monster Hunter? Just explores and gathers resources.
There's a separate mode for that. There's a separate. There is what are they called? God damn it! There's a term for them. Expeditions. They're called expeditions.
Yeah.
Where you can just drop in the world.
But the expeditions, you don't complete anything on the expedition. The whole point of the reason why I take the mission is because you still complete the mission, but you can also get all your resource gathering done as well.
Yeah, and you can do that. There's no rule says you can't do that. But if you're gonna drop in,
that's
online,
why I play. That's why I play PSO2. PSO2 is the same thing. It like you take a mission, but in that world, there's like you can do fishing, you can go mining. There's other monsters that you can kill and do like all that stuff, but you also have your mission. If you complete the mission, though, everything stops and you got to go back. So while I'm out there, I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste. There's resources here. I'm going to get all the resources I can, and then complete the mission.
Do that. There's no rule that says you can't do that.
It's inefficient. What I'm saying. It's the most efficient way to play. Is
and that's fine. I do that too when I'm playing by myself. But if I'm going online and we have a target contract, I'm like, I'm not going to like hold these guys back by doing my resource gathering on their time. You know what I mean? It's bad etiquette.
That's why I don't go online unless someone joins me. But if you join me, you got to know what the deal is, and the deal is I'm hitting every region of the map, because the map starts in with like a fog of war on PSO2. So like you have to like walk everywhere to uncover the map, and that's what I do. I uncover every bit of the map, find everything, and then move on.
And that's fine, because in Monster Hunter, you can choose whether to have your missions joinable. I think Monster Hunter World by default it's not joinable until you send out an SOS to have people, and then your mission pops up and is a joinable mission. So people are sorting like, oh, let's say you're hunting as an ogre and you send out that SOS, it shows up on the board. So people are like, oh, who's running as an ogre quest that I can join in and help out so we can get the loot. Then it'll pop up. If you're sending out these SOS flares and all you plan to do is like resource gather for the next
no,
like,
I don't
minutes,
do that. I don't do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you do that, you're a fucking asshole. If you do that, you're a fucking asshole. If you join someone else's SOS and you gather resources, you're a fucking asshole. But
I mean, if I'm walking past something, I'm like, oh, there's some honey over here. I'll grab the honey real quick.
That's fine. That's fine. If you're like, yo, the monster's in like region 5, I'm gonna hit region 1 through 4 individually and gather all the honey and more there, you're a fucking asshole. But you do you on your solo game. That's totally fine. I do that too. I hardly ever run expeditions strictly because, like, you're right, it's more efficient to hunt the monster, gather your resources, and then go fight it. An expedition quest, though, it's a bit more efficient now because I think the population rate for those resources refill a lot faster. Either they refill faster or they only refill during an expedition. So it's more, if your plan is just to gather resources, it's more efficient to do an expedition because you can just you can hit all those regions and then do it over again. That stuff comes back. I don't think it does that if you have a contract open. I'll have to double check. But that's definitely an option. God, what the fuck were we talking about? Videos and trailers. Yeah, that's Monster Hunter. That's the Monster Hunter hour, everybody. We got a trailer for the new Hot Wheels Unleashed game. The skyscraper trailer. We talked about this. Was it last week or the week before we talked about this game?
It might have been last week, but this game's still pre-alpha.
Yeah,
is what they're showing
here.
So
it still looks incredible though.
Yeah, but you can tell like it lacks some pizzazz. Yeah, it's just it's flat. You can tell it's flat. There's still work to be done here. But yeah, it reminds me so much of Revolts, especially like this level, because there was a level in Revolts. I think it was like the last level you unlock if you like do everything like first place or whatever. It's a track like this. It's like a Hot Wheels track, but it's like set in like a tool shed or some shit. And this reminds me so much of that.
This looks so cool. I want to say, what the fuck is on this dude's car? Like, what is that? Is that supposed to be a bumper car? And is that like a little like control thing?
I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. But this looks cool. This looks really neat. Even though it's pre-alpha, I'm still like really excited to see where this comes along.
Yeah,
I think this can be something. Really
you know what this look? You know who it looks like is making this game? I mean, they're not, but it looks like the next. It looks like the next game from Three Fields. Remember the guys who are like the ex-Burnout guys who were like making Burnout-esque games, but they were like stepping up.
Yeah,
they made they made that golf game, Destruction Golf, and then they made like a follow-up to that, and then like a Burnout-esque game.
Yeah,
this looks like the next. This looks like the next game from them.
Yeah.
Almost, but like not quite. But it looks cool. I'm excited to see more development on this. See where it goes.
Yeah, dude, me too.
September 30 on that.
Yeah, it looks dope. I really want to see this come out. Another game I'm excited for that we're gonna see more. We just saw more of is the Lost Soul Aside. Got a new gameplay trailer.
This game looks fake as fuck. I mean, not fake. It looks incredible, But I'm like, okay, like what? Like how? When you look at the fight scene, there's like not a single like repeated animation. Uh, like when you see a game like this, you're looking, you're usually seeing the same combos like over and over or whatever. But you don't see a single repeated anime. Everything is like completely unique here. This game's coming from China, by the way. Which China is like killing it right now.
Yeah, yeah, China's killing it right now. Especially, I think like when this game was first announced, it was one dude.
This is my first time even hearing of this game, so I don't know
Oh,
anything
I heard
about
about
it.
this game forever ago, man. So I heard about this game forever ago. The story goes that this guy, hold on one second, this guy was inspired by the original Final Fantasy Versus 13 trailer. And when
Okay,
Final Fantasy 15 got announced, he wanted to make a game that looked like what the trailer showed off.
yeah, I see
And
that.
he had like a very limited gameplay trailer that looked incredible. And then fast forward a couple years later, Sony picked it up and agreed to pay to publish the game. So he's basically been working on it on Sony's dime since then.
Crazy. Yeah, I mean this is just like insane.
Yeah, dude, it looks incredible, and I really, really, really can't wait for this to come out. I've been following this game for a while, just kind of keeping an eye on it, and I'm excited to see it coming out. I'm excited to see it really coming together. I don't know how big it's gonna be because the original trailer showed off it was like an open world action game, and I don't know how much of that's still intact. Especially since it was still the one guy working on it the whole time. I don't know if he has a whole team working on it now. He's gotta be. I refuse to believe this is all one man. Yeah, here we go. It's
Yeah,
coming from a studio. To Zero Games. Um, this looks incredible. This looks so cool.
it should is the variety in this entire fucking scene is just you don't see this kind of like animation variety in anything. That's why I'm like, this is this real? Is this like a thing that's gonna happen? Because I don't know. Like I don't know. My mindset is still like in like the God of War days where it was like square, square, triangle to do your shield breaker, and you had like set moves and you would see those over and over. This you don't see a single repeat animation at all, and that it's like super impressive. Um, it's like this and like Black Myth Wukong, and I thought they were like something else. They're like coming out of China. Genshin Impact also coming out of China. Like all these games are like, man, these guys are really like taking shit seriously now.
Which I'm fine with. It looks like fun.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this come out, dude. I love me some action games. Everyone knows that. I talk about Bayonetta, Devil May Cry quite a bit on the show. And this looks like just more of that. I'm excited to see it happen.
yeah,
God, I don't know what the fuck's going on, what this dude's attacking with. I definitely see the Final Fantasy 15 like influence that he had on it.
yeah. It almost looks like his little like follower, his like demon follower, looks reminds me of the Darkness.
Oh
Remember that
yeah,
shit?
like Darkness or Darksiders a
Jackie.
little bit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play through the Darkness again, man. I loved that game. I never played the second one, but like that first game was like good as fuck, man. People don't talk about that game.
Good luck picking it up. It's a console exclusive, right?
I think I have it on Steam.
But the original one, there's no way. It only
Maybe
came out
not
on
the
PS3.
original. I don't. I definitely have the Darkness 2.
One second.
Yeah, I have the Darkness 2. That first one, okay. Well, I can get a
Yeah, that
PS3
first
emulator.
one. Yeah, that first one was PS3 and 360 exclusive.
I can get it on emulator. But
Oh god, that looks so good. I can't wait to see this come out. This is probably gonna be like a day one buy for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till the reviews come in.
yeah, because don't judge a
But
book by its
even then,
cover.
yeah, even then, like it looks like a pretty solid action game, and I love me some good action games.
Yeah.
And I since I beat Devil May Cry 5, I've been like jonesing for another one. Um, I guess I could buy the Devil May Cry 5 like DLC and play that, but this looks so cool. And this might hold me over till Bayonetta 3 finally comes out. Ah, this looks so good. I can't wait to see what else happens with this. We also got some game releases coming out too, man. We got Wreckfest coming out May 4th on PS5. On May 6th, we got Skate City coming out on PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. I have never heard of this game before.
Yeah, this kind of came out of nowhere, I think. But it looks cool. It looks like a side-scrolling skate.
Yeah, it kind of
EA
reminds me of
skate.
Ollie Ollie, like with more realistic skate physics,
Yeah.
which looks cool. Like I liked Ollie Ollie. I like skateboarding games. I never played Skate, but people have told me it's really good.
If you've never played skate, man.
I never played Skate, dude. I never did. I don't know how I never played it. I think I was playing other games when it was coming out, but I never played any of the Skate games, 1 through 3. I definitely want to play this though. This looks like a lot of fun, and that's coming out on pretty much everything May 6th. So I'll definitely be checking out reviews of it once that drops to see what that looks like. Um, then May 7th we have Resident Evil Village coming out. That's dropping on everything: PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Stadia. Um, I think Village looks good. I don't think we talked about it quite a bit on the show, but what do you think of Village?
I'm not the Resident Evil guy, so um, I will
So
say, for me, Resident Evil didn't get good until Resident Evil 7. So that's my
I
stance.
I have weird opinions on Resident Evil. I like a lot of the things Resident Evil offers. I like the tank control stuff that we got in the earlier Resident Evil games. I still stand by that Resident Evil 1 remake is one of the best survival horror games ever. Um Resident Evil 7 did something really cool. It was kind of a back to basics idea for Resident Evil with a first person camera element that was popular in most survival horror games now. I'm gonna come out right out and say it. I know this is gonna upset some people. Survival horror games that don't let you fight back are fucking bullshit. I don't like them at all.
um,
Controversial opinion. I don't think they're scary. I don't think they're fun. I think they're dumb and frustrating. And I like the idea of being able to fight back purely because it's another resource you have to manage, because you have to argue with yourself. I can fight back, but should I fight back? Is it going to be worth whatever damage
okay.
I might take or resources I might spend to fight back? And I like that moment to moment decision making that you get from having any sort of combat system in a survival horror game. And I feel like games that take that out just for the fact of, oh, it makes it more scary. Now you have to hide. No, that's fucking stupid. That's a whole other aspect of the game that is now no longer available. And no one can sit here and argue with me that sitting in a closet and waiting for the threat to go away is more engaging than either actively running or standing your ground.
I mean, if you're not a trained fighter, or if you don't know how to handle yourself in a situation, it might be better to hide
To an
if that's your
extent, I'm not,
character.
yeah, to an extent, but I'm not saying like, oh, make me a badass and give me like an automatic rifle or a gun, but something like it makes sense for certain games. Something like Amnesia, it makes sense. You're some like Victorian aristocrat and these are weird, like abomination hell minions that are chasing after you. It makes sense. You'd be like, I'm not gonna fuck with this thing. I'm gonna hide. But something like Outlast, these are just dudes. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna at least try to like shove them, or if you're backed up in a corner, you're not gonna try punching back or like hitting someone with a chair. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you're not gonna do something. I understand like there's some fucking freaks in Outlast that you're supposed to run away from. But for the moment to moment environment, they're just dudes. Like, first off,
Um
I wouldn't be in that fucking situation in the first place. Once I saw that shit, I'd turn around and leave. I wouldn't try to dig deeper to find a story, first off. Second, if I was in that story and I got cornered, you can believe I'm not going to let myself get killed. I'm going to do something.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not saying make it the main focus. Yeah, but
Soma is in my opinion, the best survival horror game of all time. But that does do the thing where you can't fight back. Uh, but or you know another good one is Alien Isolation, which you you can't fight back until a certain point where you get like the flamethrower and shit, and then you can fight back. But even then, it's still not.
yeah.
Uh, it's like not enough
Yeah, you're
sometimes.
not
Still,
killing the creature. You're just
yeah,
getting it to fuck off for a little bit,
yeah,
which is cool. I like that because that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to try to fist fight an alien. But you can bet your ass behind a flamethrower, I'm gonna use it. That fucking thing comes at me.
yeah,
And that's right. I'm not gonna go out and try to seek out and try to take it down, but I am gonna use it if it backs you up into a corner. And that's what I mean. Games that have that, and it's a balancing act. You know, there's so much you can do to empower the player enough, but still make them weak enough to fight when they're fighting. I think the earlier Resident Evils do that very well because of the tank controls and the fact that your weapons required ammunition, which were another resource. So you can think like, oh, if I can run past this zombie, but what if I have to come back through this hallway and that motherfucker's still there? Would it be easier for me to just drop him so he's not a problem later? Or am I going to dedicate the rest of this game to running past this zombie in this specific hallway? And like I think that's another layer to the game that people don't that is lost when you take away any sense of like self-protection.
yeah,
Um I feel like Village doesn't really do that. It seems like it's trying to do more of an action focus to it. I think 7 was a really good combination because your guy wasn't a trained soldier, but you still had that like that mentality. Like you could run past enemies, you can still hide if you want to. But at the same time, like if something did happen, you had a gun, you just needed the ammunition to back it up in case something got in your way.
yeah,
Um, I feel like Village is trying to do more of an action focus to it, which I kind of got from their mercenary trailer, but there is some cool shit. There's still some creatures you have to hide from that you can't take down. Um, and I like that about it. And while we're on the subject, there have been rumors about a Resident Evil 4 remake being in the works.
yeah.
And Capcom kind of announced, like, yeah, we're working on something as like a
Is that
remake of Resident
something? Is
Evil.
that the something? Is it that VR thing?
No, there's something else they're working. They're working on a full remake in line of like
Okay.
the Resident Evil 2 remake. And I was kind of worried about it because I was like, what are they gonna do to like kind of honor that game? But if you watch a Village, it has a lot of these like gothic castles and architecture that you saw in Resident Evil 4. Granted, it's not a Spanish architecture, it's different. It's Eastern European. But seeing these villages that you go through and this gothic castle architecture, it's got me confident. Like, okay, they can do something cool with Resident Evil 4 if they remake that with this engine. They can do something cool with it.
Yeah.
Um, and it's got me more confident in what that's going to look like.
This game comes with that reverse game. And
Yeah,
people
which
People excited about that?
I don't know why that exists. It's a competitive like multiplayer shooter.
This looks like what something dumb that I like though.
It kind of reminds me of Umbrella Corps, but like
Some
less shitty.
This is some PS2 like Metal Gear
Jank.
Online era type shit that I'm all for.
And I like that it's free with the game. Like, you know, it's not a separate. I think that what eases the sting a little bit, because it reminds me of Umbrella Corps, but not as shitty. But it's free with the base game. You don't have to buy it separately. I'm not paying
Yeah.
another $40 for a separate game. And I think that kind of eases the sting a little bit. And it looks interesting. I really do want to try that. And I was worried because I thought, oh, is this replacing Mercenaries? But no, Village has a Mercenaries mode. They showed that trailer off a couple weeks ago. And that looks really cool. So I'm excited to see what happens with Village. I don't know if I'm going to be playing it day one, strictly because I don't think I'll have time to play, because my wife and I are moving to our new place May 10th. And we're spending a lot of money on like moving shit and furniture in the next week or two. So that's going to be on my back burner, but I will play it eventually. I definitely will pick it up eventually. I had a fucking great time with 7, and I want to play 8. I really, really do. Even if it uses De Novo.
All right.
God, this looks like fun. All right, and I think that's the show, man.
Yeah, that's
everything.
That's gonna do it here for the podcast here today on Saturday. Yeah, great games. It was a slow week, man. Not a lot happened, so short.
Yeah,
short
not
show.
too much happened this week, but it was still a fun show. I love doing this shit every week, man. Even if there's like not a lot to talk about, it's still fun to like just talk about games we're playing and stuff we're doing.
Yeah. So Gameoverse.com, Gameoverse.com/Twitch, Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/Discord. Get in there, chat with us about like video games and shit.
Yeah, talk to us. Give us your opinions, man. If you think Resident Evil is a shit franchise, tell me why.
Did you see that Mortal Kombat movie?
I didn't. It's on my list. Have you seen it?
No, I might watch that like today.
I want to, but I'm not. My wife and I are going mattress shopping today, so that's not gonna happen.
Exciting.
Yeah, that's the dangers of growing up, man.
That's gonna do it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you watched.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the chat. We do this live. Every week. We do respond to all, if not most, comments. So hit us up. Tell us what you think.